Okay, we got all our chair pieces laid out and we're going to walk through an assembly. When you get your chair, go ahead and lay out all the parts and pieces. You got your bag of screws. All you're going to need is a screwdriver and your assembly instructions. So we're going to start off with the legs and the cross support piece. When you get your chair, make sure that the 1 1/4" screws, you have 1 in each pocket hole here, and then you have 4 in the back support piece. Those are the only short screws that should come already in the assembly. All the other 1 1/2" screws are in a bag for you. Okay, so we're going to lay our 2 leg pieces out, and the piece with the 4 holes, the countersink, goes to the bottom, and then this support piece is around the last seat piece. So all the back parts are going to rest. They're going to get screwed into this support piece. So countersink holes go down. So we just set this up. There's a mark right here that we can put it on. It should be 8 inches back from this tip. So pine is very soft. I'm going to go ahead and start these screws. And let them protrude just a tiny bit. And you're going to line up that with the mark on here. And so just like finger tight, don't over tighten it. Okay, that's the first piece. Get our screws started on our second piece. Same thing, just let them stick out a tiny bit and they will just go, they will start, you can line them right up at the holes that are already in that piece of wood. Okay, so now you have your cross member. These are the holes that are going to go up from the bottom into the bottom of the back supports. There's you can see the countersink. Countersink is on the bottom. Okay, now it says to put on the front bottom piece. There's a piece that has a 7-degree angle on it. That's going to be your front piece to go on here. Because of that 7-degree angle, should line up perfectly with the curve of the chair here, the seat. So just line those up so they're like flush right there, and that should be perfect. Okay, so those go right in. Just make sure this side's flush with the top here and just flush with the front. And we'll tighten these up. Okay, moving on to the next step. We're going to put the seat together. It's probably easiest to start from the front and work your way back. The pieces should be numbered on the back side so that the countersink faces upward. And this one says L1. So position the chair as if you're sitting in it, and then this is the left side, this is the right side. So this would be L1, and this is L2, L and R 2. L1 will have a slightly rounded edge on it for your legs. Same thing, you can pre-start these screws. Should be flush with the front. If you are going to use a drill, just make sure it's set at your lowest setting, your chuck. Okay, so now we'll get L2, put this on the left side. You want about an eighth of an inch gap. Basically, if you have a nickel or a metal ruler, you can stick in there. Pretty much anything that's going to be an eighth of an inch will work. Same thing again. I just pre-start them, let them stick out a tiny bit so you'll feel them drop into those holes. Make sure your left side's on your left side, your right side's on your right side, and then I can feel that drop into the hole there. Okay, so that's it for the seat. Now we're going to put the arms on. So the arms have a keyhole fitting. So just align the keyhole, make sure the pocket hole screw is not sticking out. Align the keyhole fitting and just wiggle them back, pull back and wiggle them a little bit. Put this one on. Same thing, line it up, just wiggle it back a little bit. So those are on, they can move around a little bit. So we got to we have to line them up. So basically they should be on line with the inside of this leg plus a quarter of an inch. So just put something flat here and then let it sit off about a quarter inch from there. Same thing with this side. So you want about a quarter inch gap right there. And then go ahead and tighten up the pocket hole screw. And you can let that pocket screw find its place. There you go. Just double check this one. About our quarter inch gap we got. Alright, there you go. Now you should be set. Take your back support piece, flip it over, upside down, it goes underneath. Same thing with these, I would let them stick out a tiny bit. Just line them up with the back support piece. You can flip the chair over if it's easier, just be careful of the arms. So you can drop these in place. Nice and flush. Feel the screws drop into the holes. Okay. Now you got your arms and your back support done. Okay, so I usually stand this up like this. You have a 15-degree bevel on here, so that bevel goes with the chair, the back part of the chair. Same thing again, I let that screw stick out a tiny bit that I can feel it, and then I can feel it when it drops in. Once it drops in, I just hold it in place and tighten that screw. And I'll start the next one. Keep in mind that it's on an angle with the back here. Then we just take our next one and we find that screw. It's about a quarter inch gap here at the bottom, about the thickness of a screwdriver apart. About a 1/4 inch gap. Find that hole in the wood. Put that back down. So now for the back part, these should start almost up against the arm here. So get about as close as you can to the arm. Try to just hold these loosely, so if it wants to move, if you're off a tiny bit with the screw holes, it'll find those holes on its own. So this is about 5/8 of a gap up here. You should be able to find that hole. If you go slow, same thing, about 5/8 of a gap or a finger. And that's it. Ready to go.